Hi guys. Yo, Kitty, thank you so much for the resub. 5 months. Woo! Good Saturday to you too. I don't know why the alerts aren't playing. It's weird. Maybe that disconnected. We'll be driving for just a few minutes anyways, and then we'll figure it out. And then we'll test out all the new stuff. Well, I say all the new stuff. The only thing that's changed is just I don't have the backpack on. I'm literally just strapped in. What a beautiful day. It's really nice outside. Also, hi Dal, and I saw a username earlier, I think. Yeah, hi username. Where are we going? We're just going down to a parking lot near some naturey area, if I'm not mistaken. 9 years, it's almost been 10 years now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Mental. So yeah, I've solved a few issues that I had with the backpack. One of them being that it's pretty bulky. Like I can strap it down so it's not that bulky, but in reality it's still a bit bulky. So now I have it as a harness instead with all the equipment. So I'm basically strapped in. And then we have 2 meters of cabling between me and the camera, so I have a bit more freedom when it comes to the distance we can move from the camera, and I have the HDMI switch back in place, so I can do multiple cameras again, and we can do wireless cameras. Why are these people? It's like they're going halfway out on the street before they start turning, and then they're like hesitating. Dangerous. You thinking about going for a fishing trip? Might even stream it, just a thought. Oh, nice. Nice. No, Flusk has been streaming a lot. Flusk is also out and doing things. Hell yeah. One thing's for sure, driving with the harness is not super comfortable, but I think that's also a matter of me figuring out what are the tolerances of the equipment, because if I can just lean back on it, I don't think it's an issue, but I'm straining my stomach to like not lean back in the seat because I don't want to accidentally damage wires and whatnot. Today will be fun, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, getting in and out of the car is probably gonna be easier now than it has ever been before. Raining here all day, aw. It was raining here earlier, I think. It was raining all night at least. Hey Isabella, welcome to the sunny Denmark, where it's currently 5 degrees Celsius outside, so even though it's sunny, it is actually not that warm. And we're on the 1st of April, so that's something. So we'll just drive across here. Keep an eye on my speed so we don't get pulled over. And just across this bridge here, I think we could go out a bit further actually. Let's do that. I was thinking about just taking the parking lot here and then walking down along the river But you know what? Let's try and go straight across here. It says there's roadworks, so maybe, although that should have ended yesterday. Working while you get ready to take yourself out to a movie, hell yeah. Nice weather, it's storming and raining for 2 weeks, yeah. It's been on and off for the last, oh rip. The road is actually closed. Rip. We'll follow these guys, I guess. Adventure time, woo! I did not think the road was closed, but hey. Also, hi Talkamania. We're like having to be on the steep hill here. I do not like that. Tal dansk i et minut. Dun, dun, dun. Jeg tror vi kører op her, så vender vi rundt og kører ned tilbage. Hvis jeg kan. Der er da godt nok stejl den bakke. Det er vildt. Jeg er glad for at jeg ikke skal cykle. Very steep hill, guys. Maybe we can find something up here though. Oh, that was the... Oh my goodness. Ah yeah, we can take this back down, I think. Damn, these are some dangerous roads, man. Sheesh. Yeah, we're in Vejle. I honestly thought that the road was open though, because it says the roadwork should have ended yesterday, but then the thing is, it's the weekend now, so they probably didn't do anything about it. But yeah, this is Vejle, the city with the most hills in Denmark, I think. It's definitely the most chaotic city to drive in my opinion, apart from probably Copenhagen. Silkeborg as well. Oof. Let's go to the original thought I had then. Yeah, Vejle is a beautiful city. I mean, we could probably walk down around in Vejle in a bit, but I also just wanna, you know, go for a bit of a walk. I can't remember, they are building a lot of stuff down here, but I'm actually not sure what they're building. If it's just more parking, or I doubt that it's more parking, because then they would probably been done a long time ago. So the building with the rusty appearance on the left here is actually a shopping mall, or shopping center. It's called the Bryggen. They have parking upstairs, so you can actually do, like, they have a parking basement, but on the roof, parking roof, I guess you'd call it. Nature is needed, yeah. I mean, I've been sitting inside all week, so gotta go do stuff outside. And also, because of the like, it's not completely flat against the back, this setup, so I have the jacket on top of it and I look like Quasimodo. It looks kind of funny, but like, if you don't think about it, you probably won't notice. I'm not sure how I could make it more flat than it is, because it's pretty flat. Other than extending it further down my back, and I don't want to do that because then, I mean, it's already the maximum size that I had of printability with the harness as it is. So yeah, we're just trying out stuff, see what works, prototyping. That's the cool thing about 3D prints, right? Is you can 3D print something and then change it pretty quickly. Oh, we can make that. There is a slight chance. The thing is, this is private parking, but as you can see, there's actually there's nobody parked here. But I think we could get away with parking here today. All right, then I have to get used to that. I can just do this now. Grab this guy and put you guys back here. I mean, we're pretty much ready to go already. I should probably take off the seatbelt though. I was like, there's something missing, and I was right, there was something I forgot. There we go. It's just a matter of getting used to how we're doing it, right? And there we go, we're outside already. Isn't that crazy how easy that was? Compared to like how many other times I've like, oh, I gotta get the camera and let's go, and let's go Quasi. Yeah, this is Quasi streaming. I have the speaker in my pocket as well because I haven't figured out how I'm gonna mount that yet. It's windy today. But yeah, let's go for a walk. I'm just gonna grab a bit of drink. I could carry this with me. Whoops. Oh, that reminds me. Just because we are in a city, and leaving GoPros on the dash cam or in the dashboard is probably not a good idea. I did bring the backpack just in case, so I have it, but yeah, we're probably not going to need it. Cool. Hej Eva Kim. Moin moin fra Bachøyen. Let me just zip up my jacket so I don't freeze to death. I wonder if we have to cross to the other side before we walk. I think we have to. I didn't say anything about Google. How's life? Life is pretty good. We're just out here exploring. Testing out some stuff. I think in the summer this setup might be better. Just have to figure out if I can do something to make it look like a little backpack instead, maybe. Lovely clear skies, yeah. Oh wow, that is windy. That is windy. How you doing, Big Dave? Look at this river. We go canoeing or kayaking down this river in the summer. There's a lot of people going this way. I wonder what they're doing. Should we go downtown instead, maybe? I mean, we could just go that way, or we could follow these guys. Let's go follow these guys. They're probably headed for some sports event or something. Nature's always adventure, yeah. I've never been out this way, so I think that will be fun. It looks like they're going over to the DJI house. DJI. You're in Zealand? Now, right now we're in Jylland. We're basically in Vejle. I just had to put my hoodie on because it's like the sun is shining, but my ears are sensitive to cold, and it's cold outside. Look at these statues. The cool thing about this setup as well is it's pretty incognito, because you guys are actually on my chest and not on the shoulder. Oh, it's nice to have the wind in the back though, and not on the front. That's a hotel. Vejle Center Hotel. Cool. It'd be interesting to see how it holds up. All of this stuff that we've 3D printed. If it's gonna break or if it's just gonna work. Oh, there's a... It looks like in the summer there's a landing ramp here for the kayaks on the river. It's such a sharp contrast here. It's like you have these industrial looking buildings on the right, and then you have nature on the left with this river. It's such a sharp contrast, it feels like. How's your guys' experience of this setup so far? Is it equivalent, or is it worse, or do we have issues? Should we point the camera further down? Because adjusting the angle of the camera is probably easier now than it has ever been. Oh, look at this one. This tree is blooming, starting to shoot out white leaves. I wonder if that's an elderflower tree. That's cool. There's a few ducks up here. And a person. Quack, quack, quack. It's 4 ducks. They should be getting, if they've done the deed, they should have small ducklings soon too. Hi Pipeline. Hey Nocta. Angle is great. Nice. Run ducks, run. Elderberry juice, yeah, elderberries are nice. Ducks, yes. The ducks are out enjoying this lovely day as well. A nice roasted duck with some elderberry juice or something like that. It should be around this time of year we start seeing small ducklings, right? I think so. Yeah, it's the 3D printed rig we're testing. So I look like Iron Man right now. Which is funny because I saw someone who made that comment about like, oh yeah, now it won't be long before Cosmo starts looking like Iron Man. But I have like, I was like, I saw that comment, I was like, yeah, we might as well just go with it. So the front plate I 3D printed, which has the modem in it, is actually printed so that it has a display hole for the display on the modem. And it sits on the center of the chest, so it kind of looks like, I mean the display isn't on all the time, but when the display is on you can kind of see. I just thought that was funny. I need to make a hole in the box so I can click the button to activate the display though, so I can actually see what's going on. But I think for now it's okay. It's like it's been in the backpack for ages. Thank you for that, kitty. Please go full Iron Man. It's the only natural thing to do at this point. I mean, we just go full robot. I saw that somebody has made the schematics for 3D printing the Iron Man suit. So, I mean, we technically could. We technically could go Iron Man. I think that would be funny. But also, I don't want to get a lawsuit. Isn't it like owned by, I don't even know, is it Marvel? And Marvel is Disney or something? I can't remember how all of that stuff works, but messing around with Disney copyright stuff is not the way to go. Frankly, Built on YouTube has you covered with that if you're serious. Yeah, I thought so. Wait, you can walk in here? That's weird. Why would you want to do that? Halloween of Fastelown. That would be quite a project for sure. But I mean, like, it's not impossible. It might not be right now, but I think at some point it could be funny to make a full suit or something similar where it's like you go all out on this thing. I mean, if someone has the skills to do it, it should. I definitely believe we could. Oh, it's not so much the files that I'm worried about. It's more the intellectual property. Like, one thing is being able to print it and recreate it. Another thing is actually being able to use it. Or we can walk across. We could walk across here. I think we should just continue going west. Have the sun in our faces. Dress up as Iron Man. We could integrate some small computer to control some lights. I have 2 Raspberry Pis lying at home, so I guess I just need to mess around with those. You know bird law? So where I was saying we could park where we did and then go on this path, but had we been able to go across to the other side, there's a big lake here as well that we could have gone for to walk around, which would have been cool. So far this feels pretty comfortable to walk with. I mean, it's all about getting used to it at first, so there will be some unpleasant moments, but like I'm not feeling a ton of weight on my shoulders. If only you had an Iron Man suit with jets. See, that might be a bit outside my reach, because building anything that's handheld with jets, I mean, it's technically possible, physically possible, but there's so many things that you'd need to figure out to do that in Denmark, I think, and have it be street legal. You thought I meant food? It's nice with the sun today. And there's little to no wind here. It's pretty windy up by the city, but out here it doesn't seem too bad. Hi, Flusk. I wonder if Julian is up. Oh, he is, cool. All that leads up leads to a heck of a lot coming down. That's true. Oh, the Raspberry Pis. Oh, so the Raspberry Pis are basically small computers. A lot of people use them for small projects. One iteration of my backpack actually used the Raspberry Pi. That's why I had one of them, and the other one I just got from work. So hopefully without ouchies here, that would be nice. How are you doing, Flusk? Is the weather also nice in Odense? Or is it trash like yesterday? The weather's pretty nice. It's really nice out here too. I have a few birds singing as well, I can hear. You had tornadoes last night? That is quite the contrast compared to here. Honestly, I can't imagine what it's like to live in a place that has tornadoes. I think the most severe weather I've ever experienced here was the storm that we had in 1999. And like that's what, 24 years ago now? And I was a child back then, so I barely even remember that. We've had windy weather, but I don't feel like we've had that. Like, we haven't had any hurricanes like that since. So if it's like once every, I don't know, Bodhi did 2013. I don't even remember that. So it was in my from my perspective, it wasn't that bad. If it's like 2013 and we don't remember it, can't have been that bad. (160 to 180 kilometers per hour winds). That's pretty crazy. That's wild, considering. I hear someone running behind me. You're lucky none of them touched down near us, but well, that's that injury and damage, yeah. I saw there was also some big storm or tornado that hit, what was it? My brain is like Minneapolis, but that's not a place. I don't know why. Minnesota? I think Minnesota. Maybe? Is it Michael Myers? Nah. Not today. Oh yeah, this is down where I tried to cross the road, but we can't. Phew. I have to figure out what I'm doing for dinner though. But the weather is really nice today, so maybe we should... Oh, I should have taken that meat out of the fridge, or the freezer. See, the guy ran out there and then continued on along the road. But I also feel like we can't do that. So I don't know if we should just head this way. I mean, we have never gone this way before, so... Minneapolis is in Minnesota. You change the donation goal in stream element. Does it reset when you start the stream? So in stream elements, up at the top right corner on the overlay page, there's like cogwheels. In the cogwheels, you can set up like sessions and stuff. So I think you'd have to go through that way. Oh, it's windy up here. Or maybe I just had the wind in my back and that's why I felt it. This looks muddy. It's not too bad though. It's probably gonna reset. I mean, if not, you know where to find it now then. Whoa, this looks... I'll show you guys. That building looks like it's falling apart. Maybe they're tearing it down. Like, part of me is like, yeah, we should go explore that. But on the other hand, that's probably dangerous. And secondly, it's probably like closed to the public. Tractor feet in the grass. Oh yeah, all the... Do you call them tractor feet in English? Or tractor tracks? let's walk. This is something I'm not allowed to stop and look at stuff. Bam, bam, bam. You call them tractor feet because you're ridiculous. I mean, that's a fun name to give them. Tractor feet. I know that like when you have like bulldozers, they have the tracks on them. In Danish you call them larvefødder, which could translate to larvae feet or like caterpillar feet. Hey Lassie. It's funny how we've been here before. It's just we went here from a completely different path last time. And that was like the first stream I had back in ages was going here. And now we've accidentally ended up here again. I think that's hilarious. Where are we going today? We're just walking about, Lassie. I have no concrete plans for today. I'm just out enjoying that it's nice weather and then also testing out the new rig with the new setup as such. Even though the only thing that's changed is like the physicality of stuff. It's like we're using a more... Oh, that's a nice doggo. She's putting him on a leash. Or maybe not. Not that it matters, I don't mind. She's got the doggo under control, so I don't really care. Hi. It's a good boy. Looks like beautiful weather. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a bit windy up here on the hill. Oh yeah, now you can sort of see. So I wanted to go on the opposite side of here, but the road over there is closed. I wonder if we can walk over there instead. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could easily do that. Oh, there's a few cows down here. You didn't hear it? I just said like it's pretty nice weather, but it's pretty windy up here. I don't know if that's what you can hear, is the wind. Last time I checked, when we were out in that weather where it switched from like being somewhat sunny and then it just went into a snowstorm in like minutes, it was really windy that day. And I looked back at the VOD and I was like, oh wow, you guys can barely even hear that it's windy. So I was like, that's cool. In India it's really, really hot summer. Yeah, you showed the pictures on Discord. You exploring your village. And I was like, it looks really dry. But also, I mean, if India, I don't know what the seasons are like in India, but I remember something about monsoons and having like really rainy seasons versus really dry seasons. So if you're in like the middle of a really dry season, then I mean that's probably what you're experiencing then. But it might be an extreme this year compared to other years. It's been like that in the rest of the world at least, where everything has gone to extremes this year. Yeah, the dry season now. Maybe we could cross over. So there's a guy walking down there. Maybe we can cross over and go that way and then continue out. And then eventually we can cross over. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh, speaking of that, let me just check something. So a thing that I have issues with the setup previously is that when I have the encoder in the backpack, it usually goes to like 80 degrees Celsius. Right now we're running at 73 degrees Celsius, and I can definitely feel that my jacket has like an inbuilt heater right now. But I think I could solve that issue. Army March. These things worked earlier. I'm not sure why this doesn't work. Maybe it's just being a butt. Got plenty of water due to heavy no worries. Oh, okay. I mean, that's good that you have like the reservoirs filled up so that it's not a huge problem. I can hear Flusk's friends from here. No. Let me just manually redeem that again, because I can't refund the points, but I want to hear the Army March. If I can do it from my phone. I'm not sure why it doesn't work sometimes. That's so weird. I didn't drop the speaker, did I? No. Odd. We played something else earlier that worked. Yeah, that one works. Why does the... Why does half of it not work? That's so weird. I guess we gotta remove the Army March then when I get back. Oh, windy. Hi. Hope we won't get run over. But this looks muddy. The holy sheets worked, yeah, that's right. Odd. Let's go underneath this tunnel here. We might lose connection in the tunnel, but I mean, we won't ever know if we lose connection in the tunnel if we never go in the tunnel, so. You have sound delay? That's so weird because when we're watching, I mean, I never really think of it when I'm watching, but then again, you're doing the same thing as I do where you're staying behind the camera, so I don't really notice if there is a sound delay normally. What I was about to say is like I don't really ever think about it if there is an audio delay, because it's not like it's not often that we're watching someone and having to sync the audio with the lips, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if it might just be a setup thing that you have in OBS with the audio tracks being split and then you get a delay on the VOD and not on the actual live feed, because I don't think I've seen it while you're live. You can see when you were watching yourself. Oh, okay. Yeah, already getting more free stuff than I've gotten on my streams. Doing it for like 4 years now. It's funny because you can easily tell the difference between, I would say, and this is no offense to you, Flusk, but I would say that you're an outrovert. And I'm definitely an introvert, because when I see your stream, you're interacting a lot with strangers, where I'm like, I just want to not interact with strangers at all. So I think that's funny. Flosk is very much outgoing and interactive, where I'm like, please don't talk to me.
And so our story begins.
Infinite Peace, thank you so much for that follow. Maybe that's why you get free stuff. It definitely is. Like, the more approachable you are, the easier it is to do stuff. Flosk has that charismatic appearance and interaction. No peopling, please. I once again hear people running behind us. What was that girl saying on stream yesterday? I don't even remember. I'm like very much in and out on streams when I watch. But I would say I could also sort of tell that Flosk was a bit uncomfortable with the three dudes who showed up at the train station, who were clearly having a party in their own little world, and they were very loud about it. She's very excited too. Oh, I missed that. Wait, there's a hole underground here? Or maybe not. It just looks like there's a bit of a tunnel here. It's funny, I kept thinking I heard something behind me, but there's literally nobody. We're getting haunted, guys. And this tree is squeaking in the wind. Dead tree though. It's crazy to see how many algae has built up on the trees here. A little bit excited for tonight with the music. It's gonna be, if it's gonna be too loud, I think you can turn down the output in IRL Pro while streaming. So a lot of microphones these days actually auto balance. At least that's something I've noticed with my gear. I don't know how well it does it on phone, but I think phones are about the same. So if there's really loud noises, it will kind of cap it so it doesn't blow out people's ears. So it just sounds really loud. Obviously, when the music is really loud, it's hard to tell what it actually sounds like from a microphone. But it's not like it sounds distorted or anything, so I think you'll be fine. Do you have a rear camera, Cosmo? I mean, I can take the camera off the backpack and like turn it around like this so you can see me. But I don't have the selfie stick with me, so. But yeah, this is what I look like right now. So like I could just walk around like this. That wouldn't be a problem, but like my arms are gonna get tired, I feel. Just the backpack making the noise, so yeah. It could be fun to have an additional camera set up. I mean, I have the equipment to do it now, because like on this gear here, I have a button right in here that I'm not accidentally pressing somehow, but I can actually press that button and switch cameras, so that's cool. So yeah, it's definitely possible to do more advanced stuff with this setup. And like the wires I have for the camera right now are like 2 meters long, so I could sit you guys down 2 meters away and then walk 2 meters away. Look like a humanoid robot. That thing houses everything. So I also have on my back, that's why I'm a bit wide. It's like I have batteries on the back as well, so I have everything on this harness, which is really cool. I'm gonna put you guys back on the mount so I don't end up like my arm doesn't end up falling off. IRL Pro also shows the sound level. That's nice. That's really nice. Doodly. You put that 3D print board on the back, yeah, and on the front. So the blue box you see is actually 3D printed. So I sat an evening off stream and then just designed the 3D printed box for the modem. So it actually fits within like a few millimeters. And I have another battery on the front as well, so it's like there's so many nice things. How much weight reduced previous setup? I think weight wise it's sort of similar, but I do think that we removed about maybe 1 or 1.5 kilograms. I have not got actual numbers, so I actually don't know, but it feels less bulky and like this is more comfortable. It feels like, because I have weight on both the back and the front, it's not like I'm being twisted. The human arm, the original selfie stick. Yeah. Need to send a mail to the museum. Go, go, go. I don't know, like if you saw the original plate that I designed for the back on stream, I have reduced the weight and the amount of print that was needed for that by a lot, like 70% reduction. So I think that went really nice, and it seems to be sturdy enough for the purposes that we have. I think I would like is to make it more slim against the body, but that's also like it'll just take a few iterations to do that. But now that I have the general setup with wiring and everything, iterating through it will be nice and easy, I think. How did you do it? Like with the modeling and 3D printing? Oh, with the weight reduction. So originally what I made was just a solid plate. So it's just one big solid 4mm thick plate. And then I went in and made triangles and cut out triangles in it so that it has like a lattice structure and a lot of air holes. So because it didn't really need to be strong structurally, or like it just needed to have the capability of mounting stuff to it. Look at this view here though. Maybe we can make it over to the other side very soon. The chest, the box on the chest seems small enough to be in your handlebar bag. So the box on the chest is, I think it's 20 by 20 centimeters ish. Maybe a bit more on one direction, and then width of it is like, I don't know, maybe a total of 6 centimeters, 7 centimeters. And the only reason why it's 7 centimeters is because I printed a holder for the battery as well that I've glued onto it with hot glue, which is like how to 3D print complex parts. It's like you design the complex part and then you figure out how to cut it into pieces, and then you print them as individual pieces and then glue them back together, which is, I mean, if we had a resin printer, I could do it in one go. But with 3D prints, you do have some limitations. But like overall, I think it's turned out really nicely with the, like considering I've spent maybe 2 or 3 days on designing this from scratch, I think this is when, like, it's gone over my expectations. And then I have like 2 strops across my shoulders and then 2 strops on the sides, and the ones on the sides are elastic. So it's always, it's not flopping around when I walk, it sits so nice and tightly. And then the ones across the shoulders, I changed those from elastic to more rigid ones because I didn't need them to be elastic. You can see if it fits with your eye measurement. I can send you the measurements, like precisely. But we could also just completely design something for you, Flusk, that fits exactly what you need. The only thing with 3D printing cases is that you need to make sure that there's venting so that you don't overheat stuff. Right? So I just think that like the backpack was it's a big thing to drag around. Like the only thing I'm missing with the setup right now is obviously storage. So like if I wanted to carry around a lot of stuff, I have to bring it in my hands or bring like a bag, because I can't really put anything on my back right now. But like with further iterations and better designs, it could probably be done. So one problem I had to solve is that the Jetson Nano gets so hot, and because the Jetson Nano gets so hot, it can't put it directly against 3D printed parts because it will melt the parts. I think like over the years my patience is getting thinner or less and less. In some cases, yeah. Oh, I see it. I wish I could show you guys. It's like right there. It's a beautiful little bird. It's like a brownish tinted color. I have an engineer's mind. I mean, what I do is software engineering in a sense. It's just funny that it's such a... There's so many different titles for what I do, and it's at some point it's kind of hilarious, but it's also pretty sad. Even though Odense, you heard a lot of birds. Yeah, Odense is a really nicely balanced city. So even though Odense is Denmark's 3rd largest city, the population density in Odense is not that high. Whereas if you go to somewhere like Aarhus, the density of the population there is a lot higher. So you run into a lot more people and a lot more buildings than you would in Odense. But that also just means that the footprint of Odense is larger than most cities. So like if you're looking at an area, I think Odense might even be as big as Copenhagen area-wise, but with less population. I saw a funny thing with someone from Denmark, and it's just funny to me because it's I think a lot of Danish people don't realize, but this person was basically describing themselves as born and raised on an island. And it's like, I think about 50% of Denmark's population is technically born and raised on an island, if not more. Yeah, it's well balanced in Odense for sure. So I just found it a bit hilarious that born and raised on an island. Yeah, there's nothing special there. Sorry to tell you about it. Like overall, throughout my entire life, I have lived on islands for my entire life, apart from 2.5 years now. So it's like, I just think a lot of people in Denmark don't realize that they're actually, the major parts of Denmark is actually islands, because it's so common to us. That it's not like if you're in the US or somewhere in the mainland of Europe, like they can't just drive down to the beach like we can. Or in India for that matter. Like India is the same thing, right? There's a lot of landlocked areas in India. This could be a nice place if it's like windy on a dark evening to like make it a bit of a horror. Squeak, squeak. You have plenty of those. I think, is it Sweden that has like over 250,000 islands? Norway is probably up there too, but Sweden has a lot of islands. We got plenty of beautiful tropical islands as well. Oh, that sounds nice, Lassie. So a funny thing, or at least an interesting thing to me, is I've been spending a lot of money recently, but I've still been spending way less than I used to, like in the last half year. And then also, like because of the situation at work, I ended up getting a raise through that, even though it's nowhere near where I think it should be, but that's another topic for another day. So like slowly I'm accumulating a bit of funds, which is really nice because it means we could actually go traveling. You had a thought, your handlebar back and the mount on your back is something called the kick mount. Maybe it's possible to make a box thingy with a click mount. I mean, we could look into it for sure. My mom's husband has a, I think it's a Garmin GPS, and the GPS mount for the car was the suction cup for the windshield, but the suction cup was getting old and it started failing a lot. So he found a different mounting system that could be put into the CD player in the car, but the mount didn't fit his GPS. So we took and printed 2 parts to make it fit. So we basically reverse engineered 2 different mounts and then put them back together, and now he has a mount with 2 3D printed parts that actually makes it work. It's actually a 3D drawing for kick fix mounts. Oh nice. I mean, we could definitely do that then. If you just send me the schematics, I can take a look at it, and I could probably, like, if I can't use them, I can redraw them. And then we'll probably print them in like PLA or PETG. I need to buy more filaments. We've been using a lot of filaments. So far, I think I've 3D printed about maybe 250 or 300 pieces for my mom's business. So I've been 3D printing a lot of stuff. And it turns out that it also sells pretty well, so that's really nice. But yeah, I think it would be cool to go traveling this year. I'm not sure where. I know that there's one place I want to go visit. But other than that, I'm pretty open. And I also have to figure out, like, are we doing it by aircraft or are we just driving, or what will we do? Because I think by driving we could experience a lot more than flying somewhere and then just walking around in that city. Whereas if we drive somewhere in Europe, we could just do whatever we want, basically, right? Should I check how far have we been walking, guys? I feel like we've been walking pretty far now. Are we coming up to a big lake here, maybe? I can't really tell. No, it's just a map, that's weird. Oh no, we're going a different, we're opposite direction here. We can keep going. We'll turn around at some point, I guess. I'm basically just looking for the path that will lead us across to the other side of the lake here. There's a path down here to the left. Maybe that's it. Nice, Flusk, nice. I ordered something from AV Cables on Thursday evening and I already had it Friday before noon, actually. Oh look, there's a Rema here. I don't really need to buy anything, so we're not going to Rema. Let me just check. There's an aircraft taking off from Billund right there. Nice. You ordered stuff on Amazon? What? You're ordering stuff from Amazon? That's rude. How dare you not support your local businesses? You know what? Yeah, let's start walking back this way that turns to the left up here, because that will bring us back to some cool place. How dare you not support the local businesses? And then the next problem is, like, how dare the Danish local businesses not support the needs that the Danish people have? So many times that it's like, I want to order this thing, but nobody in Denmark carries that thing. Hi, Mr. Pike. No, thank you, Mr. Pike. Well, we might lose signal here. Welcome to the tunnel. Echo. Ooh. We've only been walking for like an hour. That's crazy. It's so wild to me to think that the day we walked 50 kilometers, we were walking at this pace for 10 hours. Or actually faster. It's just like, what? You order a cable in Denmark, it would cost me 50 to 60 more than on Amazon. That's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely mental. But also it's like, it's not necessarily because of the cost, it's just there's just certain items we just don't have in Denmark. Like when I was looking into buying like one of the cameras I have at home, I bought that from America. Like it was cheaper and easier for me to have it shipped from America to Denmark than it was to find it within Denmark. You were amazed how you could stream for 5.5 hours yesterday? Nice. Very nice. Look at this view though. I don't know how well it shows up on the sun or with the sun, but it's like we're standing in this valley and it's mind blowing to me every time. You had 70% battery, so if you had 70% battery on the one power bank, okay. Do I need to go? No, I think I need to go this way. When you're into it, you won't notice how much you spend. Yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of money on stuff. A lot. How much time you spend? Yeah, time is also... That's another thing. What should we make for dinner, guys? Do you guys want to make dinner tonight? We could make burgers. What does the sign say? What does the sign say? Sausages. Are the stones for parking, Mark? I think it's just to prevent people from driving outside the area for parking, really. Because I mean, they look evenly spaced, but I think it's just as much to prevent people from driving onto the grass. That's cool, Flusk. So in total, I'm carrying around right now about 90,000 milliamp hours on my chest. Oh, there's shelters out here. That's cool. Oh, there's cows right here too. Moo! Moo! Where did they find the big boulders? I think it's just randomly around the countryside there's boulders here. Some of them are leftovers from, well, all of them are pretty much leftovers from the Ice Age. You hardly see any stone mounds there. Yeah, it's not that common to find stones here, that's for sure. You're absolutely right. Mo. You guys can hear that for sure. I have like there's a strap on my hoodie that's hitting the plastic, making sounds. I'm trying to get it not to do that. Holy moon! I mean, we could make sausages. I want to find good sausages then, though, like proper sausages with like cheese or chili cheese sausages. Maybe we can find those in Lidl. Those are pretty good. I also need to go. Is that a small stream next to me? So this is called Vejle Å, and it's probably the biggest river in the area. You can go kayaking in this river. It's one of the few places in Denmark that's actually like possible to go kayaking. That's nature's bench right there. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see, that was in Fredericia, down by the old harbor. There's some guys out doing exercises with diving, I think, and then it was like getting towards the evening, and then they were like, "Yep, let's emerge from the water right here and there." Hopefully, this is not a dead end, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think right now we're on the path through the rock. Yeah, there's tons of good sitting rocks. Came out like Aquaman. Yeah. Oh, that made me think, like, if we were to like do the Iron Man suit, could actually build like an arm mount for the phone or something like that as well. Like, there's just so many capabilities of that. That could be cool. Yeah, near the bridge, yeah. Oh, these are willow trees. Those overhanging trees here by the water. It's starting to get windy now. I mean, it's been windy all day. How you guys have year supply of water without rains? I don't think we do. I mean, last year was pretty bad with the drought. It was pretty dry here by the end of the summer. So like right now there's a lot of water in this river, but I guarantee you that at the end of the summer, if we have the same weather as we had last year, this will be way more shallow. But yeah, we also have underground water supplies, that's true. If you're thinking about the drinking water that we have, is we basically make wells and then we pump water out of those wells. Love when I walk near water. I think it's one of the most calming things as well, is like being near water. There's just something about it that's like, if we had waterfalls here in Denmark as well, ooh, that would be nice. Well, this water is basically just, I mean, this river runs very far inland, but it's kind of like when you have a river near a mountain. It rains on the mountain tops, and then all the water slowly gathers from many small streams into bigger streams, and it becomes a river, and eventually it becomes much bigger the closer you get to the sea. You love nature walks? Nature walks is nice. Hi. I think some time ago, I don't remember how long time ago, but all of this area that you see here that's basically floodplains right now, this was at some point it was dried out so they could have fields here and agriculture, but it was decided at some point that they would just leave them be and let nature do its thing, so it returned to the normal natural state. Because the thing is with humans is like we're always looking for places that we can turn into fields and farmlands, right? So all of this area here would have been dried out with using drains and whatnot, and then they would have been cultivated. But it's really like makes a lot of damage for the environment here doing that, because a lot of nature needs different. It needs diversity to survive. So they basically flooded it again. I think we're lucky in Denmark that we have the underground that we do, where it's very permeable. So that it only takes 30 to 40 years, but it also means that in 30 to 40 years we'll have issues with the PFAS contamination, probably. Because they're very worried about that right now at the sea level. It's just a matter of time before it changes. The moon is out today too. But yeah, I would argue that if we had never settled in this area and this area would just go on about its natural evolution, then this river that you see here flowing this direction right now, over centuries, the river would change direction ever so slightly and then pivot back and forth between the hills here in the valley, which is probably what made this river valley in the first place. They made Elmelon Forest only to protect groundwater. Yeah, I think I read something about that the entire area was... Maybe you told me that. What time is it? It's like 5 o'clock in 20 minutes. It's crazy to think that 2 months ago it would be dark outside by now. Oh, look, a puppy. Looks like a golden retriever almost. Yeah, he looks like a golden retriever. Or she. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Stuffy nose. Not really, it's just cold. I'm pretty happy that my hoodie has a hood and that I'm not going out here without the hoodie. It's one of the worst things about being a nerd is that you sit inside a lot of your time, a lot of your life, and then your ears becomes what do you call it? Sensitive to cold. With the wind going straight in our face right now, it's pretty cold. Or you can go fishing down here. What was the temperatures like yesterday? Was it also like freezing in the morning? I don't even remember. It's such a shame with the big road next to here. Like imagine this area without the road. You just hear the wind, the brush waving in the wind, and the animals making noise. You don't know? It's fair. Weather is just nice today. Yeah, it really is. The only downside to the weather right now is that how cold the wind is. But that's also because we're walking upwind. If you go down into the basement, I mean, if it's set up correctly, you should be fine in the basement. But you can just try it out, right? See if it works. Who knows? Maybe it'll change. Hey, Pepper Grizzly. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well, and I hope you continue to do so. The phone is set to connect by itself. We just gotta be aware that changing, it might not be as big an issue on the phone, but switching between two different kinds of signal, like if there's low signal on the Wi-Fi and you want it to go on the mobile network, it might not switch as fast as it needs to do. So like if you have both enabled, it might try and change between both of them. And that can lead to issues. It's just something to keep in mind, really. Do. I wonder if this big hill that's between us and the city is actually man-made. I have a strange feeling that it might actually be. Just because it looks so smooth. Been wondering how to do this type of content soon. Any tips you learned? Patience. Patience, young Padawan. And also I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I need you to chill a bit with the caps. But yeah, I think the biggest mistake you can make is being afraid of trying things. So in a sense that just means that in order to do this type of content, you just gotta be patient and keep trying different things until you find a format that works for you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about figuring out a way that works for you and finding the content that you enjoy doing. So like when I started out, I think a lot of times we tried going for big events and similar things, or trying to plan different events. And a lot of the times it just turned out to be pretty mediocre and it's not as fun as just doing something like this, to me at least. I enjoy going for a chill walk and just doing things at my pace. But when you're doing stuff that's at a, like if you're going for an event or something, things are very fast paced and it can be really noisy. So it's definitely about figuring that out. I mean, you kind of are hurting people by doing that because it's very in your face, and I don't enjoy that. So like, consider this the final warning. Like, it's possible to have a conversation without shouting. And like, you don't lose anything from typing like a normal human being. At the end of the day, it's your choice. I'm just doing the things the way I want to do them, and if you don't like that, you're more than welcome to find somewhere else. I think people go down here hunting in autumn. Jeez, there's a Velcro, man. There we go. Finally. I had the armband for the phone a bit too tight. Just gonna start a stream at the bar, nice. And then you don't have to worry about all the traveling and whatnot. And then you have battery. I don't know, like in my world, I think it would be really cool if more people realized that live streaming is a thing, but at the end of the day, live streaming is also a very time-consuming thing to do compared to, like, let's say you spend 200 hours on live streaming. You have 200 hours of content that is, it might be good, it might be mediocre, it might be horrible. If you spend 200 hours on making a video, it's possible that it will turn out to be horrible. It's always an option. But more likely than not, it will turn out to be good or better. So, like if you're looking at it from a business point of view, making videos often has a better return of investment just because the quality is higher. But like, I think it would be really cool if more venues and maybe not venues, but more things out there would be better at interacting with live streaming. I don't know. I think there's going to be a big shift in paradigm when it comes to live streaming because Twitch is going in the wrong direction right now, which is interesting. Where they gained a lot of users over during COVID because it was a different option to just doing nothing. Like it was a solution to a problem that people couldn't control. Now that the problem isn't there anymore, all of the influx that they gained through that period is gone. But the influx that they're still losing more users than, or viewers. Like, yeah, I don't know. Twitch is on a downward spiral. So it'll be interesting to see how long it will be around. But if you think about it, Twitch has been around since 2012, maybe a bit before 2011-ish, 2010. Hey Lucky Duke, yeah, you could go fishing down here, I reckon. There's some signs along here that says that the fishing rights have been rented out to someone, which to me is like, oh, okay. I didn't know that we did that here in Denmark, but I guess we do. What lake is that? This is actually a river. And this lake here is, I don't know, I think it's man-made. Or it's definitely influenced by man. But yeah, the what you see on my right is a river. And on the left is it's probably breeding grounds for a lot of fish here. I actually don't remember what the lake is called. But the river is Vejle River. It's actually funny because is it actually? I mean, it might be one of the branches of the river. Now that I look at it, because we're walking on the south side of the river. We were also doing that on the south side of this highway, and but yeah, we're on the west side of Vejle right now, just walking back. You live in Aarhus? Oh, nice. Aarhus is not too far away from here. It's like half an hour, 45 minutes. My hands are getting cold, which sucks. Infinite peace, hello. Natural sightseeing is good, yeah. This brings peace to my soul. It's funny to look at my shadow and not have a backpack. Doo, doo, doo. 1 hour, you would say? I was driving 160. That's fair. I don't know. I feel like Aarhus, Vejle, Kolding, Fredericia, all of those cities are like within an hour between each other. Maybe Aarhus is a bit further north than I recall. I think we should take the right turn down here. To the right, to the right. Across this lovely bridge. Oh, we're not allowed to fish from a bridge? I mean, that seems fair, to be honest. Oh, this seems like a mushy bridge. Mushy. So yeah, earlier we were walking on the opposite side of this bridge here. So we walked all the way around. Aarhus is placed well. We have about 30 minutes the next big city all around. Aarhus has a lot of stuff going on, I think. That's kind of scary. The entire bridge is vibrating enough. Like if you hit the resonant frequency of the bridge, you might actually be able to make it fail. That's wild. This is fairly new. To prevent flooding, this area we're walking on right now is raised. But yeah, what are you guys up to this weekend? Anything interesting going on out and about in Denmark or around the world? Yeah, it would be. You would be blocking the bridge, standing there trying to fish for sure. You know my plans for the night? Yeah, I do, Rosk, I do. Oh, look at this lovely lake. Maybe this is the area I was thinking about earlier. That's just been my geography has just been messed up. It's such a shame you can hear the road though. It is so loud. Such a loud place. A pretty place, yeah, it definitely is. Very pretty. Oh wow, if we leave this, like if this is not intervened by humans at all, this will slowly cut through this bank here. That's cool. This is a cool place. Oh, we're on the coast-to-coast path. Nice. Oh, I want to go out here, even though it's probably super windy. There's like a wooden board plank walking thing. Bridge. Let's go. But I can almost guarantee that it will be very windy down here. I don't know, my mom said that this area has, like, there was a period of time where this area wasn't flooded. And then at some point they just decided to reinstate nature, if you can put it like that. So now it's flooded. Engsø? I think so. I mean, it's a big lake. I'll have to like look up the history of the place. Don't drop my phone here. I'm never gonna see that again if I drop it. Oh, it's nice to be right here. There's no wind. Oh, that's nice. And then the sun is shining. I can reheat my hands. You have your popcorn? Nice. Like, from what I can tell, when it's not the winter season, this area is grazed by animals. Because we have the fence here. It's just that right now it's flooded, so there's no animals here because they would literally sink into the soil. There's an area near Billund as well where they call it the 7 years lake, because every 7 years it turns into a lake. And then there's like 6 years where it's not wet enough to be a lake. But yeah, the place that I originally wanted to park is like over there somewhere. But that entire road seems to be closed off due to road work. Oh wow, there's a lot of water here. Water. Thank you for the follow, big dog. Now we have 2 big dogs.
So our story begins.
We have big dog and we've got big dog. But welcome. Oh, there's a bunch of ducks here. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 yeah, literally. Okay, I can definitely start to feel that I don't have any padding on my shoulders for this setup. But I also, that was like a calculated thing, calculated risk. It's like I can spend time figuring that out, or I could just go by and see if it's gonna be a problem. It's like, I think that's one of the most interesting things that I've learned with the job that I have is like, when you're doing development, you're actually not looking, or at least with agile development, you're not looking to give the correct answer quickly. You're actually looking to do the incorrect answer as fast as possible so that you can change direction again and get closer and closer to the target. So like rapid prototyping is like you're making a prototype in order to figure out if it works or not. And like if it works, that's cool, but if not, then you change the design until it works. But you do it over many iterations. I wonder if this is what you would call a marsh, like marshlands. It probably could be, right? It's very wet in the winter and it can sort of dry up in the summer. And it's very mushy. This also has to be some really fertile soil because of all of the sediment that the river would spread here over time. I wonder if we could just continue along the lake here. I think we should be able to when we make this left turn here. Seemed marsh-like, yeah, it does. I see a bunch of small molehills here. Oh, that guy's out riding on an electric skateboard. That's cool. We should have brought the Segway. Oh, not the wind, no! What does it say here? Oh, it's just the same sign as at the beginning of this path. They're basically just that they are grazing this area as a way of like Danish mountains, Mike Hills. Oh no. I mean, I guess it could be mole hills. It's like the animal, the mole. When they dig tunnels, they push out the dirt and they make small mounds. It's windy here. It's cold. Freezing. So yeah, the car is parked. If you see those round towers, the car is parked over near that direction. Thank you for that, Flask. That one works too. My booty don't jiggle. It's flat. If you want to see it wiggle, too bad. I love how if I breathe in front of me, my sunglasses fog up. They become foggy. Not Mike. This place seems like it could be abandoned somehow. And then again, not really, because it might just be a summer residence. Because there's no way anything down here would be abandoned as such. Like, it's too expensive for that, I think. Or maybe not, maybe it's super cheap over here because of the noise from the road. Like, that would be my one downside to it. Like, you have a really great view down here. Like, you have water, but the road is so noisy. And there's not really much they can do about that without making it more visible from here. It's such a shame. Let's remember to stay hydrated. As my bottle is making sounds in the wind. I guess by the time we get back to the car, I mean, it's 5 o'clock, 5:40 now. So by the time we get back to the car, it'll be like 5:30, and then we have to do a bit of shopping. By the time we get back from that, it's probably time for dinner anyways. So it seems like a pretty good time run, this one. That's a fun way to say, remember to keep your dog on a leash. They made a cartoon. The bear picks up the guy and says, we love nature, or we love guests in nature. And the child is screaming, stop bear, we're not supposed to eat them. We're supposed to tell them something. Remember to keep your dog on a leash when you're in nature. Oh, so it's a temporary sign that's been put up because they are experiencing issues with dogs that is not on a leash on this stretch. Interesting. Interesting. That looks fun. What's out here, I wonder? I wonder. Oh, is this like a path all the way along? If that's the case, that's cool. Oh, it's just a box. Okay, it's like a view. A little tower you can sit and watch birds or whatnot. That's pretty cool. You love me for naming the bot Julian? I think Julian is a cool name. How are you doing, Simple Soul? It's actually a name, I think it's Chroma Karina that came up with it. That we named one of the plushies we bought in Odense Zoo when we first visited there. I'm doing pretty good. We're out here exploring. So we picked up a plushie from the zoo, which was a lemur, and we had to figure out a name for him, and then he is King Lemur Julian. He should be in chat as well, doing all the things. It's a bit cold down here in the wind. But honestly, I could have guessed that when we were walking the opposite direction. That the walking back is gonna be cold. But here we are. Here we are. Do 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 do. Oh, you live in London? I mean, London has a bunch of cool stuff too, but it's nice to get a break from the city sometimes. And like, I don't even live down in the city, but I can also, like, I've just been sitting inside working from home for a while. It's just like, you gotta go get a break and do something else. So I definitely feel that. Wow, one of these houses are for sale. Wonder how much they are. Like, I can almost guarantee that during the summer the sound from the road is probably not as bad because of the foliage on the trees. And also it really depends on the wind. The fact that the wind is blowing from the east is a bit of a rare occurrence, I think. It's super rare that we have wind blowing from the east in Denmark. I mean, that's a really nice property. It's like a, what do you call it, like a house, row house. That's a nice driveway. The driveway is downhill though, and I don't necessarily like that. But it's definitely a cute little house. I want to see what that's worth or how much it is. The one next to it is also for sale. Interesting. I mean, there's bound to be issues with it, but imagine living down here with this view. That would be sick. Hi.
Hey.
Some pretty cool housing down here, I think. Although, if you... I wonder. Because you do have... So to the south you have this big forest, which means a lot of the time during the evening in the summer you will be sitting in the shade, which could also be... I mean, that's why you would want to live on the opposite side of this valley, so then you have the sun all evening. That could be a contributor to making the pricing a bit lower down here. Hey Archie, how are you doing? Welcome to Denmark. I should probably put that in my title. I keep forgetting how to do streamer things. It's like I should probably put in the title what we're actually doing. Denmark is arena is really nice. I like it here. Some people don't like it. I like it. We're slowly headed back towards those towers, which is apartment complexes. Imagine what it's like to live in one of those towers. It's probably expensive because they have own parking and everything too. That's why you have DK in your title so people can see where we are. Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's like, it's one of those things that like, titles make a lot of sense for a video where you know what it's about. Like you spend a lot of time working on a video and then you spend just as much time figuring out what to title it. Whereas on live streams, we go and do stuff and then hopefully we do something cool. Or at least that's my approach. Approaches may differ. Look at this. That looks like a brand new house that they're building, or at least they're renovating it. There's a few ducks here in the water. Quack, quack. I'm probably that annoying guy who keeps walking back and forth on the path. So if there's people coming up behind me, they're like, which way is he gonna go? Is he gonna be on the left side or the right side of the road? I don't know. I don't know. slowly making our way back. There's a lot of houses for sale over here. That's crazy. That's like the 4th or 5th house we've seen on this stretch that's for sale. And the problem with like buying in this economy is that if you want to get a mortgage, the interest rates are really high. So it's like it can be very expensive to take out a loan for a house right now. Oh, maybe they don't have central heating down here. Maybe that's the problem. If a lot of these houses are heated with gas, that's one expensive endeavor. Or maybe people just got old and moved out. Part of me is like, maybe we could walk this direction. Let me see this map. Where are we? Does it not say on the map where we are? So we walked all the way along this, it's called Knapperup Sø, and then Kongens Kær is where we walked. I think this marker is where we're at, so if we follow this road, we should get out to the roadside where we parked the car not too long ago. There's a mountain biking path here too. Oh, it's all the way up in the city. It's 100 acres or hectares. I think hectares is the correct term. This area of wetlands and water. Do you think we can go this way? Oh no, that's just an outlook post. Okay, we have to continue on the path here then. No worries. Excuse me. Ooh, things are starting to sprout now. The spring is here. There's another house for sale down here. That's crazy. That is absolutely mental. Does anyone want to buy a house? Hey Ines Turk, beautiful nature. Indeed. How are you doing? I mean, right now we're just at the edge of the city, so... But it's pretty nice here. Actually, this kind of reminds me of, I think we saw a place in the Netherlands where they have these, there's a lot more water than here though, but they had like these small streams between the path and the housing areas. Nice to watch this stream, bro. I'm glad you enjoy it. Excuse me while I just readjust my wristband for the phone. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's nice to be out and about. So this property is for sale. I mean, compared to the other properties here, depending on how well it's kept, obviously. This one is like a bit more secluded. Why is there mud on the track here? I wonder, do they not have a driveway? Maybe they don't. Looks like Netherlands. We're actually in Denmark. But Denmark and the Netherlands are very similar in some senses. We are a very flat country, so wet areas like this is not uncommon. But yeah, we're not too far away from the Netherlands either. We just have to go for what, 6 hours drive through Germany. Then we're maybe 7 or 8. I hear people honking. Honk honk. I may take a wild guess, and I'm guessing that you're from Turkey. I've never been to Turkey. Hopefully we can cross the big road down here. You like Sweden, Denmark and Lithuania? Ooh. I think I know someone from Lithuania. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just a thought. But yeah, the Baltic countries are definitely interesting as well. You can visit in summer Turkey's Aegea. I'll have to look that up, but it would be interesting to go. I've been to the Czech Republic, been to Prague. That's a long time ago though. Turkey and Greece are same culture, same nature. Have you visited Greece before? I've been to Greece once. I went to Zakynthos, an island. But the thing that struck me as odd about Greece is that you're not allowed to flush your toilet paper. Is it the same thing in Turkey? That you can't flush toilet paper? Yeah, interesting. I've never really thought about it until I visited Greece. The toilet paper thing. It's so interesting. But also in a sense, it could end up promoting a more environmentally friendly approach to doing things. Like if you have a bidet instead of using toilet paper. It's such a random thing. But yeah, Greece was beautiful. I think it could be interesting to visit a lot of countries around in Europe. I think if there's one thing I would want to do in that sense is to do a road trip. Oh, whoops. It's like that in Costa Rica and some Hawaiian islands too. Interesting. It's just something that we've been so used to here, is like you can just flush your toilet paper, right? So I don't really think about it anymore. Like we grew up like that. Let's go grab the car. Like Greeks, we also some historical problem drawing a border between us. Oh yeah. You might also have. You guys probably have influence from the Roman Empire as well when that was the thing. Like, I know that's far, far back, but the Romans left a huge impact on the world. What's the best place to go shopping down here? I'm thinking about going to Lidl just because Lidl also have... I need to buy more soda. And Lidl has like... you can buy a 6-pack of 2-liter sodas. I think like that's probably one of the things that I found really interesting is the way that the history has impacted all of Europe, in a sense, when you're thinking about the Roman Empire. And if you have a septic tank, a lot of times people won't flush toilet. Oh wow, really? Interesting. But then they probably have a bidet instead, right? I mean, it really makes sense because if you fill up the septic tank with a lot of toilet paper, I mean, you're gonna have to pump out that septic tank. We used to have a septic tank, but we never did that. Oh, my hands are so cold that they're actually like... they're hard to move, my fingers. That's crazy. Beer bank, no worries, flask. Whoops. Let me just think. Should we go for Lidl? I'd probably be leaving you guys in the car, because I can't bring you guys inside. I mean, I could, but I also don't want to have issues with the store. Yeah, let's go for Lidl. I'll see if I can put you guys in the car in a nice way. I toss the paper in the trash. You don't have to not flush the paper with the septic because there's special TP for that, but some people's preferences. Or great weather. Yeah, the weather here is really nice. It's been really lovely today. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can put you guys in the car. So this is a bit tricky because we're running with a new setup where I basically have like a bodysuit almost. It's not a bodysuit, it's like a harness. And it's a bit more tricky to take on and off than the backpack, but it should be fairly similar. So I'm gonna try and see if I can put you guys in the car. Without problems. I have enough wire to do it, I think. Oh yeah, this works well. Okay. It's not too bad. Okay, that actually works quite well. Sweet. For a second, I thought it said the input is stalled. It looks fine to me though. I don't know what it's complaining about. Can we be strapped to the seat? I think you probably could. You got cakes from Stream? No. We don't want to take issues. I think his stream is fine. I don't know what Mr. Pike is experiencing. Maybe Mr. Pike is reliving some trauma. I think my chat is blocked. I'm having a hard time telling if the stream died or what happened. Because my chat's not working. It looks like it's running though. Right? Yeah, it's just being weird. It's just my phone being fucking trash. What do you mean it's what now? Am I mumbling? I probably am. Or the audio is just like very quiet because you're no longer right next to my face. You still hear me? Okay, cool. My one hand is like frozen. It's such a tricky thing here in Denmark. It's like the sun is out and it's shining, and it's like it can't be that cold, right? But it's 7 degrees Celsius. I should set my seat right again. Is that on the outside? That's on the inside. There's condensation on the inside of the car. You have 40 followers? Oh yeah. We're not far off affiliate now, huh? 10 more followers and you can get affiliated. I want to see if we can do a left turn here. Even though it's one of the trickiest places in Vejle to do a left turn, but today we were lucky. Must have. Oh, there's actually a Lidl right here. Maybe I can go down here instead. Oh, 4 more days? Okay. Let's go to this Lidl. Lidl, Lidl, whatever that was. You gave my car a good wax and shine? Could you not have washed the car before you did that then? Because it looks like it's very dirty. Oh, Lidl. Igo, he's the leader of the pack. He's a lion with a big heart and a lot of courage. He's always looking for his friends and is always ready to help them out in any way he can. Plus, he's got some pretty awesome dance moves. Nice. Fibber McGiddy is not real, but you're looking a little off on you guy. Wow. Fibber McGee. I'm gonna go in and see if I can find some sausages. I'm leaving you guys in the car. Just because I don't want to get in trouble with the locals. I don't know what the rules are with filming inside and stuff, so. Well, you need to cover us like a bird so we don't get stolen. I don't think so. I think you'll be fine. There's a lot of people coming and going down here, so it's too big of an issue. I mean, that's pretty accurate. It's not too far off with the Igo. Anyways, I'll be right back, guys. It'll take like 10-15 minutes depending on how many people is in here. Just gonna leave the speaker with you guys. I don't need that.
What's wrong with it? Ain't got no.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
but I wouldn't. I feel good.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because you never understand.
No, 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 no.
Naughty people. Hej Snuske. You're a bunch of naughty nerds sitting here making sounds in the car while I'm in the store. Naughty, naughty. How you doing, Snuske? Whoops. I need to turn that off. Apparently that's still playing in the background. That's one way to use data without using data. Alright. You guys can enjoy the lovely sound of the squeaky sodas in the back. Squeak, squeak. Idea for what we could make for dinner, so that's good. I hope I have enough of the pasta at home. If not, we will find out. That's a good one, Pike. Tell him to keep his hands off her waist. The cherry blossoms are sprouting. I was about to say if it's at the time of year where they're actually, is it called sprouting? No, it's not sprouting. Flowering? Flowering is probably the better one. Well, they're definitely not yet. We should go down here one day when they are. I was about to say, what is that sound? It's the car next to us that's playing loud music. On the connection loss scene in a minute or two. Actually, I'll probably do it here because then I can do it while we're stopped. But yeah, I'll see you guys. So yeah, we're basically improvising today. There would probably have been solutions that would have solved this, but hey. But hey. John, yeah, just be like, we can just pretend. Have you done diving before? No, never. Hi. Er det koldt? Lidt. Smell the sausage? I don't think so.
Det blev lidt koldt om læberne til sidst.
Det kunne jeg godt forestille mig. Oh, there we go. I hope that was captured. That looked really cool.
You have joint channel Tranquilizer as Tranquilizer.
That was so cool, even like the fucking chat freaked out. I haven't heard it yet though, so that has to be far, far away. There we go. Oh my god, that looks sick. That looks surreal. It's like sitting sideways too.
And so our story begins.
Stream Element says glasswork.
Thank you for the subscription, guys. You didn't have to, man. Thank you.
Steve Viro, 100,000 balance.
100,000 degree nickel ball challenge. It's like the hot knife challenge.
Hero says we want chicky nuggies now. Glasswork says we promise.
That sounds absolutely horrifying. Oh my god!
What the fuck is going on?
Okay, you weren't lying when you said big.
I can smell you.
Breakfast! And so our story begins.
How about no?
Oh my god! Thank you so much, Hitch. Thank you. I would
can
send you a
smell you.
pancake if you would want one.
Breakfast!
V6 Sonoma says the evil pumpkin squid seems sus.
I get into that, but it's such a big game. That's so loud. Exactly. Oh, that fly just died. Oh no, no! Get off my food, bitch! It landed on my food. Well, now I have to use the hands. That's funny. Holy crap, that's so cool. Look at this little fella. I'm gonna make sure I can get the hook out. Look at that. He's so tiny he needs to go again though. Oh, wow. That's a big one. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Off you go. I'm gonna go see that Connie. So I'm just gonna flip it a few times. Fight Trank?
I would probably lose though.
Depends on which way you fight.
The Bible says that's all I ask.
Burn, Toast, burn!
Umbrella.
It's a great umbrella. I have an umbrella from Odense Zoo.
FL0SK88.
Oh, this umbrella is so beyond
Soek have a nice umbrella. Seamer. Soek umbrella has seen better days. This is dangerous. Don't do that.
Almost. The fuck, dude? That's fucking crazy, man.
That thing says yay.
Oh my god, that looks sick. We back. Car one is your favorite? Thank you. Oh yeah, if you wanted to see the entire, this time I put it outside the jacket, but this is like the entire thing, right? but it can go underneath the jacket. That's the cool thing about it. And then like if I want to close up the jacket and put it inside, I can take this mount off, and then it becomes even more flush. So it's like I have the ability to change that around, which is quite nice. And then I have a clip on the side, so I can open that, and then I can take everything off. So I can get my jacket off, and then that's literally it. So it's kind of like a backpack, but not a backpack. At least that was the idea behind it. Oh yeah, those old streams where we were watching, that was like a Ren Fair, I think. But yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Streaming overalls? Kind of, yeah. I guess it is kind of like streaming overalls, I don't know. You bought clips separately? It's just streaming in overalls, that's it. It definitely has room for improvements, right? It definitely does. But it works out pretty well. But that's the cool thing, is like you can just make whatever you want if you put yourself to it. The straps, oh yeah, I just bought some straps, yeah. Well, actually, the straps, the orange ones are bought separately, but the elastic ones are actually from a GoPro harness. And then it's like, bam. So it's like, it's quite nice. And then, like, the GoPro mounts themselves is the same as the ones that's mounted here. So if I wanted to, I could say, well, let me click this into this thing. And then, like, I don't know, if I wanted to put you guys up on the door, I could put you up on the door, or anything that's magnetic. So I think that's cool. And then, yeah, these wires are thick, and like you can see how far away I can go before I start pulling on the camera. So like there's plenty of wires to pull off now. And yeah, it works out really nicely. And another thing I can do, let me grab you. So I have the this mount here. I can attach this to the setup as well, and then we can live stream from this camera without any issues. Bam, 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 bam. So there's lots of possibilities. Is there any way to go wireless? Let me show you, because I can actually do that right now. So this camera can go wireless. Let me show you. I'll be right back. Actually, let me turn on this camera first and then see. Did they change stuff? Oh, there it is. I just can't find the buttons, that's why. Other RTMP. Is the camera here a mic? Oh yeah, that's a microphone. the big. That was weird. But yeah, I'll switch you guys around so you'll be on the wireless camera. So I'll switch you.
That thing says yay.
Oh my god. And that wasn't necessarily quick, but there we go. So yeah, now we're on wireless. So I can actually, should I do that? I can detach the HDMI, yeah, there we go, and then this, and then pull out this battery here. And as you can see now, we're completely wireless. Like, I don't even have the wires on the front, I only have the wires of the backpack. So that's like the design in that sense. But then weight distribution is a bit off, because I have no weight on the front now, and then that's like, this will slowly slide up over time, which is, it's not really a problem, but it's something to take into consideration. But it leaves me very, very flexible. You can't hear me? That's weird. That's very weird. You can see but can't hear? I mean, I can see that there's an audio feedback, so I don't know. Either that or Leslie's pulling an April Fool's on me. Or I might have murdered something, that's also a possibility. I'll switch things back around though, I think, so we can use this, because I know how this performs. It was muffled a bit? Oh, okay. I mean, maybe it's because the microphone was far away. This is a different microphone than the one that's on this camera. But yeah, these fluffy things, those are the microphones. The cat hairs, or whatever you want to call them, is basically a pop filter, or it takes away the wind noise. Yeah, let me switch you guys back around. I'll do that off camera, because then you don't have to listen to it. Well, now I have to use the hands. That's funny. Almost. Oh, there we go. It's because I didn't save my settings. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. But yeah, let's make some food. I'm hungry. Hungry. I also have to wash some dishes. I think we could do that first. Everything here is a mess. Wah, wah, wah. Nice one, Flask. It is dad joke season, apparently. I have this pizza box I need to bring out too, so we'll do that at some point. I have things to do. But yeah, the cool thing about having this mounted on the chest as well is that I can pretty easily angle you guys so you see what I think you should see, right? But yeah, I gotta do them dishes. Actually, I should put this in the freezer so this doesn't go bad. Do I have room? I have room up here. Nice. More Coke. What do you mean, more Coke? Like this Coca-Cola here? You like this point of view? It's a nice point of view, I think. You see what I do directly. Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth and it's a soap opera. A good point. I need to buy more of these plates. I only have 4 of these plates right now, so if I ever have guests over and we're more than 4 people, I actually don't have enough plates to feed people. Oh shit, I forgot to do that as well. Oh well. Heard it was dad joke season, hell yeah. When Mr. Pike is around, it's always the dad joke season. Guys, where did I put the speaker? Did I put that in my pocket? I probably did. I'll probably put that in my pocket. I was like looking over here and I was like, oh yeah, right, I need to put all the clean dry stuff away. Yeah, I put the speaker in the car, but I think I brought it in from the car. I'm pretty sure I think I grabbed it. It's just, I think I put it in my pocket. So it's probably just out there in the pockets. Oh well. Let's see. I think it is. I think I put it in this pocket. In this pocket. Yep, there it is. Oh, it's still on. Why can't I still hear it then? Or... Oh, that's a shame. That's so close. And it's not magnetic. Rip. Ripperinos. Sometimes the preview stops working on this. Which is odd. Okay, let's put away all this stuff over here. I'm gonna need this anyways. Just gotta do that so I don't dox myself. Should probably turn on the lights in here as well. Also gonna need this. Gonna need the knife. What are you guys having for dinner today? Anything nice? I think I actually need this as well. Okay, put this away. Be the lazy person I am. Whatever. I have plenty of pasta. So I was thinking we can make some of this green pepper sauce. Which I think I have the stuff I need. Yeah, we can definitely make this. Steak or chicken or burger left over from the grilling. Nice. Very nice. Oops. That does sound nice. You're having RSG, eyeballs, rice and vegetable sambar for dinner. That sounds good. I need to wash this at some point. I'll put it down here. So yeah, let's start boiling some water. You had lobster bake, which is lasagna with lobster and a lobster shrimp mac and cheese. Ooh, that sounds fancy. That sounds very fancy. I'm gonna need this medium pot as well. Oh, you're going home to your mom. That's nice, Lassie. I was about to call you Flusk. It's nice, Flusk, Lassie. Baked salmon in the oven right now. Ooh. Nice. Very nice. What I will do is like, this says they need 3 deciliters of milk and I have no idea how many deciliters I have. Like I know how much milk I have, but I don't have a measuring cup. It's one of those times. Whoops. So what I will do instead is just eyeball it. Hopefully it works out. But first, I will cut these sausages into thin slices, and you might be like, why would he do that? And honestly, it's just because I feel like it. I do it sometimes where it's like, instead of cooking the whole sausage, I cut them into slices and then cook the slices instead. Is that outside sunlight? Yeah, it's from the living room. I can do something to fix that though. It's very bright out. If I do this, oh, I need to do it the other way. There we go. Now it's not as bright. You think Lidl has the best sausages? I mean, sometimes they do. I don't know, it felt like they didn't have any of the sausages that they normally have today, so that was weird. I was like, what the frick? Why you know have sausage? Why you know have sausage? Your house has good lighting? Yeah. I mean, it's nice to not be blinded, but it's also not pretty dark. Oh my god. This one sausage is stuck on that side. I just want to put it back in. Save these for some other time. Yeah, I need the milk. The milk. But yeah, then what I do is like I just cut these into like slices. You have decisions to make them. Better make them decisions. Do you guys see all right? Is that a Danish version of Coke? Like this one? Like this box here? This is milk. And I dropped the sausage on the floor. The milk will be cooked with these, so this is like a green pepper sauce, so it's like a powder. And you basically just dissolve this into the milk, as far as I could read on the box. So it's like a pre-mixed sauce mix thingy, which is a green pepper sauce. The one next to the fridge? Oh yeah, this is a Danish Coke, yeah. It's called Harbo Cola. So yeah, that is the Danish Coke. You were absolutely right. Well spotted. Do you guys see alright? Yeah, it's the sauce for the pasta. At least that's what I'm thinking. And then I'll mix the sausages in with the pasta. I can turn you guys down a bit more like this. Then you can see what I'm doing. Hell yeah. You have a front row seat, everything looks crisp from here. Nice. This is a good quality sausage too. Is it different from regular Coke? I mean, it's a different brand. So it's not really that different, it's just a different tasting. But it's like the idea is the same. So we have a lot of different Coca-Colas, if you can say it like that. Like Coca-Cola is the original brand, and then you have a bunch of other recipes to try and do the same thing. Some of them are better, some of them are worse. That's a lot of sausages. Cool. Cool. I need more table space. Not really, but it would be nice to have sometimes. I need this butter. But yeah, the reason why I like doing the sausages like this is like, if you've ever had a Danish sausage mix, you have leftover sausages that is cooked and then mixed in with fried, like French fries. Where this is like, I do it with pasta and then I make these from scratch. You just like regular cola, you don't even like the taste of zero sugar cola. I mean, the zero sugar cola is, I mean, everyone has their preferences, right? But I feel like when they start adding all the artificial sweeteners and whatnot, I don't know. It tastes so weird. Bite size. They're bite size, yeah, and then they also, you can coat them with extra spice if you want. So what I do sometimes is like I'll add some extra spice. And scratch the pan. And you get to put a bit of a crust on everything as well. So like when everything is roasted, you have a bit of a crust everywhere. Right, let's guess what 3 deciliters is with the eye. So it's like 3/10 of this. It's probably something like that. I can always add more. It's harder to take it out again, right? You would have to try that like this. I think this, like you end up, so when you're making a sausage or cooking a sausage normally, you want them to not explode because then they leak all their juices and they become dry, right? Or they can do. You'd have to pretty much overcook it like crazy in order to get a dry sausage. But doing it like this, you have the possibility of adding more spice. So if you have like, I don't know, if you enjoy it with like chili powder or cayenne peppers, you can make some spicy sausages. Whenever Cosmo cooks sausages, it makes you hungry. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Good thing. But yeah, they will leak all of their insides all over, which might sometimes give you a worse result in some cases, but I think this is nice. I like having a bit of crust on my sausage. And it reminds me of making a Danish, like the pølse mix, sausage mix, where instead of having pasta, you use French fries. What does this say? You just ordered some chicken sausages last few times. Nice. That is pretty nice. So yeah, what I could do is I have this all-round spice. If I want to add that, I could do that. So we can add a bit of that. Add a bit of extra spice to this. Crusty sausage, but you're so young. Yeah. Yep, that's true. I don't know, Leslie. I think there's probably some similarities, but it's probably also very different. He's probably right in that. This smells good. I'll turn down the heat a lot on the pan because we're a bit ahead of the schedule here. And try and get them to be on the pan and not in the air on the pan or whatever. One layer. Even it out a bit. That's a good point, Lassie. That's a good point. By the way, if it's annoying that I whistle, please let me know, because it's like, I know a lot of people, it's like a pet peeve if people whistle. And sometimes it's like, oh, I just can't help it. But if I'm aware about it, I'll definitely try harder. Did I manage to close it? Yeah. The Cosmo trademark. I don't know if it's a Cosmo trademark, but I have a tendency to just make random ass noises all the time. And not random ass noises, but random noises. Although I do sometimes make random ass noises too. It can't be helped. It's like a thing we do. It's quite human. Go. Let's turn on this one. So this is milk. We're going to be very careful with milk. This works for any kind of sausage, really. But I definitely gotta keep an eye out on this because it's milk. Fart. I know that someone farted in the car earlier because when I got back it smelled really bad. I think it might have been Flusk. He was being very dramatic about it too. Wow, that was nice. Let's go. It was Kitty in the window? I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Tootsies. It's funny, so there's instructions on these bags, right? And there's instructions on the box as well, but the instructions are different. So this one says put milk in the pan or pot and then cook the sauce up. Oh, so this should be put in before we start boiling it. Okay, that's good to know. So essentially this is just a spice mix. It's a good thing it wasn't boiling yet, huh? Wait, then you just mix this in and you get some sort of gravy or sauce. Yeah, it depends on which ones you're making. So this is a green pepper one. If you're making the béarnaise one, they want you to use butter or margarine. Whatever you prefer, I suppose. And then there's others that have different recipes too. You never follow the instructions? That's fair. According to this one, it doesn't need butter. Which I was surprised when I was reading that, because all of the other ones need butter. So I was like, why does this one not need butter? So yeah, it says put 3 deciliters of milk in a pot and put in the bag's contents. Wait for the sauce to boil and let it simmer for 1 minute, and that's it. That's it apparently. So it's pretty easy. Easy peasy. So yeah, this time I'm using this big pot for pasta, where last time I used the casserole, but because we're making sauce, this makes more sense to sauce. So this time I'll have to figure out how to hold on to this without burning my fingers, but I have a plan. This is not my first rodeo. I should put the milk in the fridge so the milk doesn't spoil. We have a lot of those like pre-made sauce things here. There's a lot of those, and it's the one brand is called Knorr, which makes a lot of them. I'm gonna flip that sausage, thank you. Flippity flip. Oh, damn it. I might have added too much milk. Or maybe not, it's coming together now. You just need it to reach a certain temperature, I guess. It looks pale and gross though. It's funny when you're like stirring around the pasta. I don't know why, but I can feel the way that the fork interacts with the pasta. I can feel if it's like too soft or not. I know. I believe this right now is too al dente or not, like it's not cooked. It needs like another 5 minutes. Maybe 2 minutes. It's almost there. Soon. These are definitely ready. But I like when they have this lovely crust. My knees hurt. Oh, whoops. Pretty close to being done with making dinner though. That's nice. It's got like the right consistency too now. Just from boiling it. These are getting close. Yeah, those are probably ready. Turn this down a bit more. These are definitely ready. This must be Ratatouille's view. Maybe. I think normally you'd make this with a steak, but we'll just try it. We'll try it. From under the chef hat, yeah. Ouch. Steamy. So the thing I like to do with this is like now you have the pasta. I don't know if you guys can even see or if you've been steamed up. You might have had a lot of steam. Or maybe it's not too bad. Maybe you guys were lucky. So yeah, what I like to do is let's turn off the pan. Just stir this so it doesn't burn. And then take all this goodness and then just dump it into the pastas. Get some of them juices in there too. Put this over here in the corner. Make sure everything's turned off. I can turn that off too. Lovely silence. And then I can take the lid and then you just give it a nice shake and then you have a nice mix of pasta and sausages. This time there's a lot of sausages, it seems. I can take a second portion. Gonna take a shower. See ya, Flusk.
It's cold. A good bullshit nuts. It has to do.
It's cold. And then you just take the sauce. Don't spill it everywhere, and then you dress everything up like that. And you have a nice meal. But yeah, should we find someone to raid real quick? Because then I'll just sit and eat. I'm starting to feel tired. So it'd be nice to just sit and eat. Put that there. Let's see. I'll see if we can find someone to raid. But yeah, it was a nice stream today, guys. It's been fun. It has been fun. This guy's pretty cool. Oh, he's in Romania. Ooh. Looks yummy. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys over to Zahranis if I can. And then I will go eat. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a really nice stream. Drink. There we go. Nice. Ready to go in about a few seconds. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, whenever that will be. I am not sure. Probably very soon. Anyways, guys, see ya. Bye.